I can't think of very many reasons to be in Newark, New Jersey, but here for this special edition of The Mix, we are, and the reason is right behind me. This is the tour jet belonging to none other than the legendary band Iron Maiden. It's flight number 666, and I think that you're going to want to know who's flying this plane. Let's go find out right now on The Mix.
2 minutes to midnight! Let me see your hands in the air!
Welcome to The Mix. I'm Christine Rakowski here with none other than...
Oh, it's me. Yeah, Bruce Dickinson, Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden can't be fought. Iron Maiden can't be sold. Hello, whatever, leave me alone.
And other things.
Other things, meaning we're in the cockpit right now of...
Well, this is Air Force One. Now, this is the world's only 757 combination of freight and passengers, and it's kind of special passengers because we've got the band, we've got the road crew, we've got some journalists, we've got film crew, or anybody we want really, and we also have the whole show and Eddie on the same aeroplane. This is Eddie. This is a special edition that yeah, Boeing were too chicken to fit to most of their airplanes, but we fitted him to this one. That means good landing. This means bad landing. And this means lots of turbulence.
When did you begin flying airplanes, and how did you get to be the person who's chauffeuring the band and the tour and the crew all around like this?
Well, I should hasten to add, it's not just me, as it were, chauffeuring the band. You know, I actually have a day job outside of the band, flying airliners as a captain for an English airline called Australis. Anyway, that's how the idea came about. It just so happened they had an airplane which wasn't doing a whole bunch at about the same time that Iron Maiden was having problems getting down to Australia. And I said, wow, you know what, if we could join up a whole bunch of unusual and odd places, we could probably get an airline and put all our kit in it and all of us go, and we could save a whole bunch of money, and that would make it possible to do all these crazy places. So from that initial mad idea, and really was a case of, what's that movie, you know, if we build it, they will come. That's how it all started. And suddenly a tour was booked on the basis of this crazy idea, and then we had to make it work. And we had a few tense evenings of planning and sitting and scratching our heads, but it has worked. And we've ended up with a completely unique aeroplane, and we've ended up with a completely unique style of touring now. For the last 6 weeks, we've done almost a third of the distance to the moon, going around the world, touring 25 different countries, 25 different cities, and playing to God knows how many people, lots, you know.
So how do you go from flying the plane, getting to the hotel, showering, shaving, and getting onto stage to perform? What is your typical day like once these wheels hit the runway?
Well, actually, once the wheels hit the runway, then we go to the hotel and chill out, because the equipment comes off that day, and usually the next day it's a show. So you either get you know, one night's rest before the show. The difficult thing is actually handling it the other way. So when we do a show, and then the next day we do a travel day or we fly, and we have to be quite careful how we manage that. There are very strict rules governing when you can and when you can't fly an airliner in terms of how much rest you have to have, and we observe all of those. So there are some days when I can't fly it because, you know, the flight is too close to me getting off stage the night before.
Fans of Iron Maiden can fly on this plane with you, with the band, with Eddie. True or false?
False, actually, because there's, well, I mean, they could, I suppose, but there's no plans to at the moment on this particular tour. What we do is, I started something about 6 years ago, which we jokingly called Bruce Air. And it started out as a bunch of friends of mine who are all into airplanes who said, why don't we charter one of the airliners and all put in like equal amount of money and we'll go see an Iron Maiden show. And I went, hey, that sounds like a good excuse for a sort of a fun weekend. Well, it took off, the idea took off, and then the next thing we put it out to the fan club. We said, look, would anybody be interested? So now for the last 2 or 3 Iron Maiden tours, I've had at least 2 trips where we've taken fans on board. And this year we're running 3, one to Lisbon, one to a place called Trondheim in Norway, and one 2-day trip to Warsaw and Prague back to back. That one is unfortunately sold out. And the other 2 are, well, there's not very many seats left. But yeah, you can go fly with me, and I'll be the captain of the airplane, and it will actually be this airplane, still painted up in Iron Maiden colours, and it will be Flight 666, because every flight that we do on Air Force One, the call sign is Flystar 666.
The number of the beast.
The number of the beast, yeah.